Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. The news is also live around the world on citinewsroom.com. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Coming up, Member of Parliament for Menchia South warns judges could be targeted if removal process for Chief Justice is successful. Also coming up, government working to reintegrate and reunite some 160 Ghanaians on deportation list from the USA.
We are still looking at roughly at about 160 Ghanaians on the deportation list. That number has not increased, and the deportations are going on.
Still ahead, Volta Regional Minister demands answers from ECG and Gridco as the region continues to experience intense power challenges.
It is affecting businesses, it is affecting even marriages, because we are doing everything possible to make Volta region the best destination for investment in the country.
And later, Ghana Water Limited in the Ashanti region begins investigation into water challenges at Abrepo as residents are forced to rely on untreated rainwater for cooking and other basic needs.
There could be issues which we are trying to investigate to find out what the probable cause will be.
All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is live across the 16 regions of the country. Western region, Ajunpa FM 100.7 in Takwa, Beach FM 105.5 and Sky Power FM 93.5, both in Takra. Bono region, this is Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyain. Ashanti region, Ajunpa FM 99.9 in Nkawie. Volta region, we are live on Heritage FM 107.3 in Hohoi, Freedom FM 88.1 in Sogakope, Northern region, Radio Gaki 88.3 in Saboba, Upper East, we are live on Quality FM 88.7 in Garu, and Northeast region, we are live on Nobia FM 98.1 in Nalerigo.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for choosing us. The Member of Parliament for Menchia South in the Ashanti region, Nana Eje Bafo Iwa, has warned that all judges could risk easy removal over trivial reasons if the ongoing process to remove Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono succeeds. According to him, the circumstances under which the petitions have been triggered raise concerns about their credibility. Addressing the media, Nana Eje Bafo Iwa cautioned that removing the Chief Justice, whose position is protected by stricter procedures than other judges, would set a dangerous precedent, making it easier for others to be removed for delivering unfavorable judgments.
When you are able to remove the Chief Justice, then it's easier for you to remove any justice of our court, because the threshold for the removal of the Chief Justice is higher. Look at Article 146, right? There is a provision for the removal of Superior Court judges, and there's a provision for the removal of the Chief Justice. Clearly, they are distinct in that regard. So if it is easy to touch him or her, then it will be easier to touch a Superior Court judge. And so if I am not happy with the ruling of a high court, what happens? If I'm not happy with the ruling of a court of appeal, what happens? And do you want our judges to live in fear of being removed easily?
Nana Ejeba-Iwua, however, urged President John Dramani Mahama to focus on reforming the judiciary by making the appointment and removal of judges more independent rather than pursuing the removal of the Chief Justice.
Then let's tread cautiously. There's a lot of discretion in there. We are pleading with President Mahama. He should begin to look at himself as a statesman. I know that he's a very tolerant person. There's something I respect him for. He appears to have a lot of boundaries. Let's begin to look at ways to reform the system and make it better rather than removing her. That's a short-term gain to the ruling government. But in the medium to long term, it's not beneficial to the state or the people of this country.
Nana Ejeba-Iwua is Member of Parliament for Menchia South in the Ashanti region. Political analyst and senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Jonathan Asante-Okyere, has raised concerns over the minority in Parliament's calls to halt the process of removing Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo. This follows a press conference where the minority urged religious and traditional leaders to advise President John Dramani Mahama to suspend the proceedings aimed at removing the Chief Justice. In an interview with Citi News, Dr. Asante-Okyere expressed worry that the minority's action could politicize the process, undermining its constitutional integrity and potentially portraying the Chief Justice as a political figure.
Somebody suggested that, well, the president wants to remove the Chief Justice so that they will put someone who is their puppet there. So I asked myself, what is the reverse logic of this particular statement? Is it the case, by implication, that the former president put Justice Torkornoo there to do his bidding? If the logic is the case, then it means that. If the reverse logic is the case, then it means that that is exactly what is going to happen. Besides, we've not gotten to a point where they will have to be inviting everybody into this particular, issue. It suggests to me that the over-enthusiasm on the part of the minority creates the impression that they are looking at this more as a political thing than a legal or administrative procedure that they'll have to go through. And so I think that they are unnecessarily wading into the matter, which eventually they will turn it into an MPP-NDC affair. And if it becomes that, if that is what becomes of this issue, then it is just quite unfortunate.
Political analyst and senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Jonathan Asante-Okyere. Meanwhile, former MP for Ododo-Diodio, Nilante Vanderpoel, has accused the minority in Parliament of rushing to make themselves relevant in the ongoing petition against Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo. Speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show, Nilante Vanderpoel dismissed the minority's calls, describing their reaction as predictable and motivated by a desperate attempt to maintain relevance.
In the Council of State, there are people there who are more qualified than him to be able to determine whether there is substance in the petition or not. A retired Chief Justice is on the Council of State. You understand? We have knowledgeable people there. So why would they? It's like you are preempting what they're going to do. You want to blackmail them and others. It doesn't sit well with a responsible minority. So I think that they are too much in haste to be relevant because of their micro nature.
Former MP for Ododo-Diodio, Nilante Vanderpoel. The general manager of Coconut Grove Hotel, Ralph Ayiti, has urged the government and businesses to adopt the company's local sourcing policy. For the past 30 years, the company has exclusively patronized locally sourced poultry, rice, furniture and furnishings. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, Ralph Ayiti cautioned that the sector would continue to struggle under the pressure of cheap imports and an unreliable supply chain.
On the average, all our items that we source, there are a maximum of 3 that we choose from. But chicken alone, because of how delicate and how important it is to us, we have 25 different producers. And these are farmers that we've sat down with them, we've negotiated and we've agreed. I can tell you for a fact, the chicken we source locally is about 25 to 30% more expensive than the imported one. But I can tell you for a fact and vouch that the taste is unique, is Ghanaian, is indigenous. I can tell you for a fact that we can comfortably walk to the farm, assess it, which is a basic check that we do before we engage. I check it, assess it. We sometimes go as far as assessing who is working on this farm.
Ralph Ayite also called on the government to create a conducive business environment that enables Ghanaian producers to supply inputs at competitive prices.
The emphasis here is on the supply chain. The supply chain, if we can take very, very good care of it, will create employment for a lot of people. Not to talk of the veterinary people, not to talk of those who process it. Why would the farmer be going around looking for market? That's not his business. The business of poultry is a very, very delicate one, and the farmer must spend time, pay attention to his birds, and make sure what is churning out is good and healthy. So somebody needs to take off that, and then that person who is adding value will in turn pass it on to our customers. So the whole value chain has to be looked at.
General Manager of Coconuts Grove Hotel, Ralph Ayite. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it is actively working to reintegrate and reunite Ghanaians being deported from the United States of America. Addressing the press in Accra ahead of the ECOWAS at 50 launch, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, stated that all necessary steps are being taken to ensure the safe return of 160 Ghanaian nationals on the U.S. deportation list. He also indicated that there have been no new development since the last update from Ghana's mission in Washington, D.C.
The matter of deportations from the U.S., the brief from our foreign service officials in Washington has not changed. We're still looking at roughly about 160 Ghanaians on the deportation list. That number has not increased, and the deportations are going on. We decided on humanitarian and human rights grounds not to publicize the deportation. So when we arrive, our team welcomes them. We help them with integration and returning to their families. And we're working with other partners, NANMO, the Ministry of Interior, the IOM, and we are doing all of that quietly because it's important to respect the dignity of our fellow compatriots.
The Foreign Affairs Minister further urged the general public to notify the Ministry of Foreign Affairs if any relative is involved in the Russia-Ukraine war. The minister explained that there is limited information about approximately 14 Ghanaians fighting in the conflict, making it challenging to trace and assist them.
It's been very difficult for our colleagues in Moscow to really identify these people, locate them, and to know exactly where they are. We didn't stop there. We invited the Russian ambassador in Accra for a discussion on this matter, and he has also asked for details. He says that his embassy and his government is not aware of this situation. It didn't go through formal channel. I can assure you that we continue to look into this matter. We've told the authorities to pursue this, and we would want to use this opportunity to reach out to the Ghanaian populace. If you do have any relative, any son, any loved one who you believe has been lured to the front lines, please, let's have the details. So far, nobody has been forthcoming.
He had the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa. A research fellow at the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, Dr. John Osai Kwapon, has urged the leadership of the New Patriotic Party to reconsider their decision not to release the findings of the Professor Mike Okoye Committee. The committee, tasked with investigating the party's defeat in the 2024 general elections, presented its report to the NPP's National Executive Committee yesterday. However, after the meeting, NPP Director of Communications, Richard Ahinyagba, disclosed that the report would not be made public. In an interview with Citi News, Dr. Osai Kwapong stated that releasing at least portions of the committee's full report could help foster unity among the party's leadership and base.
I honestly think they should rethink their decision. Even if it's not the full comprehensive report, they should find a way of providing some kind of executive or high-level summary of the key points or key findings to party members. Because again, if you are going to collectively own the defeat and forge unity and moving ahead, you don't want to leave people sort of second guessing, well, why don't you want to share? What do you have to hide? Things like that. If we want to find out the reasons why our party lost, right? If that's the question that party members are asking, then you should be able to share with them the report in some version, so at least they know that the party executives have quote-unquote nothing to hide.
Dr. John Osai Kwapong is a research fellow at the Ghana Center for Democratic Development. This is still the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Still to come, Volta Regional Minister demands answers from ECG and Gridco as the region continues to experience intense power challenges. We have details coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
This Easter, be the light in a child's life. As we gather with family and share meals and beautiful moments this Easter, let us not forget the little ones who have no one, no mother's hug, no father's voice, no warm bowl of food to return to, no pencil to write their dreams with, no exercise book to call their own. They are orphaned, vulnerable, alone. But with your help, we can change that. Support the Easter Orphan Project and give these children some hope to hold on to. Your donation in cash or kind will help provide warm meals, decent clothes, school supplies, and the care every child needs to grow. Because even the simplest things, soap, gari, clean bed sheets, a pair of sandals, these things cost more than many orphanages can bear on their own. How can you help? Send money via mobile money to 0550 900 006 or write a check to the Citi FM Foundation. You could also bring your donation to Citi FM behind the Adabraka Police Station. Visit www.citinewsroom.com or call 0550 900 006 or 0302 226 013 for more information. You can also give milk, sugar, bags of rice, toys, books, detergent, whatever you can share. Get together with your friends, involve your church, spread the word, because every child deserves more than survival. They deserve love, dignity, and a fighting chance at life. This Easter, let your kindness light up a child's life. Will you be that light? The Easter Orphan Project is powered by 97.3 Citi FM with support from Channel 1 TV.
Looking for the latest buzz in Ghana's entertainment world? Welcome to Ghana Weekend, your ultimate destination for all things creativity and entertainment.
Stay in the loop with breaking news, exclusive interviews, and then insider stories from your favorite creatives and stars. From music, movies, fashion and art, lifestyle and culture, Ghana Weekend brings it all together. Get a daily dose of entertainment, discover new talents, and never miss out on the creativity that defines our vibrant culture.
Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle Ghana Weekend, on X Ghana Weekend, on TikTok Ghana Weekend, at Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube for the latest in entertainment, travel, and everything Ghana. Don't miss out. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, where entertainment meets creativity. Visit GhanaWeekend.com now.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back. Volta Regional Minister James Gunu has lamented the inconsistent supply of electricity to the region. The Volta region has recently been experiencing low voltage and power fluctuations, especially in the evenings, a situation ECG has attributed to insufficient supply from the Ghana Grid Company Limited GridCo. In an interview with Citi News, the Volta Regional Minister says despite his best efforts, the situation has not improved, affecting businesses and marriages.
For the past few months, we've been experiencing low voltage and light out in the region, which is not good for investment. And the ECG has not been able to explain what exactly the causes of this are. So I've received a lot of complaints from the public, and so we've written to them from the Regional Coordinating Council to know exactly what is happening, and then we're not getting any response. So it is affecting businesses. It is affecting even marriages, because we are doing everything possible to make Volta region the best destination for investment in the country.
James Gunu is Volta Regional Minister. The Member of Parliament for Salaga South, Hajia Zuera Ibrahima, has assured that the erratic power supply in the East Gonja municipality will be resolved within the next 2 months. She revealed plans to build a full-scale power plant to serve the Eastern Corridor, providing lasting relief to residents of the Salaga South constituency. Hajia Zuera made the announcement during the confirmation of Kasim Yazid Rabiu as the MCE for East Gonja, where he received a 100% endorsement from assembly members.
We started working with our honorable brother, the energy minister, to ensure that our electricity volatility comes to an end. And by the grace of Almighty Allah, it's going to come to an end. I'll give you a timeline, and within 2 months, we will all see stable electricity in the municipality. We are working on a long-term approach to ensure that businesses in this municipality thrive and thrive properly. And so a full-scale plant to supply the entire Eastern Corridor of this country will be built. And the regional director of NEDCO described it to me and said it's akin to what we have at Chogo Manayi. Those of you who know Chogo, you've seen that. That is what we are going to get to make sure that the entire East Gonja municipality does not suffer the erratic power supply.
Hajia Zuera Ibrahima is MP for Salaga South in the Savannah region. The Ghana Water Limited in the Ashanti region says it is investigating challenges disrupting water supply to Abrepo. Some residents have expressed frustration, lamenting that they have been without running water for over 2 months, forcing many households to rely on untreated rainwater for cooking, bathing and other essential needs. They fear the situation could escalate into a public health crisis if not properly addressed. Addressing the concerns, the Public Relations Officer for the Ghana Water Limited in the Ashanti region, Ebenezer Paddy Na, assured that efforts are underway to restore water supply to the affected areas.
We understand that, we are supposed to give customers water, but again, water is the only commodity we are trading. So if our mandate is to serve and the water is available and there are no challenges, I believe there is no interior motive for Ghana Water to say that we are going to deny a section of our customers or their population water. But then there could be issues which we are trying to investigate to find out what the probable cause will be. We are informed that it's not all. The whole narration is not that there's no water at all, but then we are looking at how best we can resolve this, seeing what we call water management schedule. So it's something that has been in existence, not now. We are telling them that Ghana Water Limited, we apologize for the inconveniences caused, and we are looking at resolving it as soon as possible. We are committed to serving them potable water, and we'll do this without fear or any challenges. So we plead with them to bear with us in this challenging time. This too are fast.
That was a public relations officer for the Ghana Water Company Limited in the Ashanti region, Ebenezer Paddy. Now, the chief executive of the National Road Safety Authority, Abraham Amaliba, is urging drivers to prioritize safety and exercise caution during the Easter holidays. With high volumes of traffic expected from Friday to Monday, the festive period often sees a spike in road accident. Speaking to Citi News, Abraham Amaliba stressed the importance of adhering to road signs, observing speed limits and avoiding reckless driving.
Approaching Easter, and now that we are approaching Easter, we must drive safely, we must observe road signs, we mustn't be in competition for another driver. And I want to advise that if you are being overtaken, don't accelerate, because the one who is overtaking you would have measured your your speed and measured the speed of the oncoming car. And if it's overtaking you and you are also accelerating, it distorts the timing. So one advice is, if you are being overtaken on a highway or even in the city roads, don't accelerate. I think the law enforcement agencies must do their work. The police is there to enforce, and they must do their work.
Abraham Amaliba is Chief Executive of the National Road Safety Authority. A group of aggrieved newly posted teachers has announced plans to embark on a peaceful picketing exercise at the Ghana Education Service and the Ministry of Education on Monday, April 28, over the revocation of their appointment. The teachers had their appointment revoked on February 11 following a presidential directive to cancel all appointments made after the December 7 elections. They have since petitioned the government to reconsider the decision. Speaking to Citi News, convener of the concerned newly posted graduate teachers, Daniel Anochi, expressed frustration over the prolonged silence from the Ghana Education Service despite assurances of reinstatement.
We went there to do the validation, and it's been over a month now, and we are yet to hear from GES. And so the stress and the depression and the financial trauma that we are going through is becoming too much. We've written back to our mother union to intervene for us. We've written countless letters to the Ministry of Education and then the GES headquarters to seek redress, but to no avail. And so we find it quite baffling, because it's been 5 months since we received the appointment. As far as recently as Monday, we went to GES headquarters, and we weren't given a listening ear. And so the group arrived that we will be picketing next 2 weeks, Monday, that's on the 28th of this month. If by then we don't hear from GES, we will come together and picket at the GES head office and the Ministry of Education, because the minister's silence is too loud for our liking. The minister's silence is too loud for our liking. And so that is what the group is planning on doing.
That was the convener of the concerned newly posted graduate teachers, Daniel Anochi. Former parliamentary candidate for the Sefia Kontombra constituency, Apia Kubi Beidu, has resigned from the New Patriotic Party. In a letter addressed to the constituency chairman and copied to regional and national executives, Apia Kubi Beidu cited years of maltreatment by the party and neglect of his immediate family as key reasons for his decision. According to him, numerous appeals, including formal petitions to the party's national leadership, have yielded no result. Mr. Beidu, who served 3 times as the party's parliamentary candidate and once as a district chief executive, expressed his gratitude for the opportunity to serve. The Western North NPP Communications Director, Harry Yao-Ado, debunked the allegations of maltreatment and appealed to him to rescind his decision.
So far as the constituency chairman has approved and confirmed that, yes, he has been served with it, meaning it's genuine. The region is yet to sit on it or take a decision on it. After reading the letter, he made it clear that the party has not treated him, or we didn't treat him well. That's one thing I want to set this record straight. That one, the party gave him the platform to be our DC. He was the first district chief executive for Sefia Kontombra. Again, the party also gave him a platform to be our parliamentary candidate for 3 times, of which 2 of it, the party gave him the platform to go unopposed. You meet and get details about the type of maltreatment he is talking about. But we are pleading to him that he is supposed to get to the party. Let us sit on the table. Let us know the details of the allegations. Should let us sit down and find solution to the type of maltreatment he is talking about.
Harry Yao-Ado is the Western North Communications Director for the NPP. And that's it for today's edition of the City Prime News, which has been live from our studios at Adabraka in Accra. Please log on to citynewsroom.com for more stories. I am Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Good afternoon.
City News. We speak first. Reach out.